After a wild exchange between Karl-Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid going at it, chaos unfolded in Philadelphia Wednesday night when the two got tangled up and got physical. Both men lost their cool and started wrestling. Towns tried to throw a punch that missed before trying to get the 7-footer in a headlock. The coaching staff along with some of the players jumped in. The two were quickly then thrown out of the game. Having bad blood between them, they'll both certainly be suspended for a game if not a couple after what went down. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Joel Embiid and Karl-Anthony Towns are not the best of friends. The two went back and forth and trash talked a lot in the past, both arguably two of the most talented centers in the game. After the two were gone, Philly had a 20-point lead, blew out Minnesota 117-95. Embiid had 19-5 in 20 minutes, Towns 13-6. Both were looked upon as franchise players and leaders of their teams, superstars in the league today, both extremely talented offensively, Embiid way better defensively. If they were to fight, the 25-year-old Joel has some weight on the 23-year-old Towns. Let's take a look at how the beef between the two started. As for Joel's background, he was a late bloomer, started playing ball just a couple years before taking his talents to the University of Kansas in fall 2013. Despite playing limited minutes in college, the center out of Cameroon was viewed as a potential #1 pick before his back injury that kept him out the NCAA tournament would end up being selected 3rd overall, missed his first 2 seasons after having multiple foot surgeries. While Towns, who was born a year and a half after Joel, was a phenom at St. Joseph's High School in New Jersey, selected to play on the Dominican Republic national team at age 16, the same age Embiid started to play basketball. Cat was named 2014 Gatorade Player of the Year, excelled academically with a high GPA, took his talents to the University of Kentucky, being on one of the best college teams to never win a title, finished 38-1 overall, lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four, also played limited minutes in college, averaged only 10 a game on a loaded team with a bunch of future NBA players. Towns was easily the 1st overall the year after Joel was drafted and easily won Rookie of the Year in 2016. Embiid hasn't even played an NBA game yet. The two finally matched up on November 17, 2016. Towns had more NBA experience at the time in the beginning of his 2nd full season, while Embiid was held to limited minutes being on a restriction. Towns absolutely dominated the matchup, dropping 25 and 10, 2 blocks on 12 of 18 shooting, absolutely owning Joel, welcoming the 7-footer to the hardwood where he had a beautiful pump fake on the post and slammed it with authority. Embiid was limited, posted 10 points, 10 rebounds on 4 of 9 shooting. Minnesota won that game 110-86. The two were very different in terms of personalities. Towns was more of a quiet big man that posted monster numbers on the bad team, while Embiid was a character who didn't back down and trash talked his opponents on social media, the king of trolls in the NBA, and wasn't afraid to tweet what he was feeling and would always say what's on his mind. The two met again January 3rd, less than 2 months later, where Joel was able to play more minutes and balled out. In part 2 of their meeting, Towns had an impressive 23-point, 15-rebound game, but Embiid got his revenge, finished with 25 points, 8 boards, 2 blocks in 30 minutes after Cat turned the ball over in the 3rd quarter and showed some frustration, arguing the call, was hit with a tech. A happy Embiid celebrated, mocking the tech sign, enlightening the crowd, trusting the process. Both guys went all out, getting good blocks on each other, but Philly held on for a 2-point win. The two wouldn't meet again until towards the end of the year. December 12, 2017, their 3rd matchup, Joel once again got the best of Towns, put up 28 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists in 39 minutes. Towns struggled, going 6 of 16 shooting for 19 points, 16 boards, 4 steals and 3 blocks after Joel sent the game to overtime with 2 clutch free throws. He absolutely took over in OT in his 2nd full season, making a huge statement in the conversation for the best center argument, while Towns wasn't as great after teaming up with Jimmy Butler. Embiid celebrated the victory on Instagram, posting a picture taking shots at his opponent, Euro stepping his way through Minnesota, and we ended up raising the cat last night. Hashtag the process. While Raise the Cat became a celebration for Philly fans, posting pictures of themselves lifting their cats on social media after the Sixers won, mocking Towns' reference as Cat, who got destroyed and abused by Embiid the whole game. And making matters worse, Towns then attempted to win the Instagram feud, commenting on the post that caption was as trash as your photo quality, but then Joel responded, better quality than your defense, a diss to Towns' lack of defense where he does struggle from time to time, winning the social media battle again. And B usually backs up his trash talk, also took a shot at Lonzo Ball who fell over beneath him, posting that picture on social media. Embiid also mentally owned and punished Andre Drummond, dominated him as the bully, and B Sixers also won the the following meeting on March 24th, 2018. Joel finishing with 19-6-2 in 24 minutes, Towns 15-11 on only 3 of 15 shooting. Philly won 120-108. The game was more of a blowout than what the actual score indicated. At the time, Embiid was clearly the best player over Towns and was in the MVP conversation. Cat also started having issues with teammate Jimmy Butler, who was frustrated with the young Wolves' lack of work ethic, demanded a trade, and sent to Philly in the beginning of the 2018-19 season. Before the fight, the two met January 15, 2019, and Embiid absolutely destroyed, demolished, abused, and owned Towns, outplaying him in every way imaginable. It was Jimmy Butler's first match against the team he was traded from. Jimmy had 19, Embiid did anything he wanted on the court, finished with 31-13 on 10 of 17 shooting. Towns was awful, finished with just 13 points, 3 rebounds on 4 field goals made, a -42, ran out the gym, but Embiid wasn't done trolling, posting on Twitter, "It was an honor to be part of the Dirt Stringer and get a win against real NBA stars." To add more insult, Jimmy Butler posted on his IG looking right through the past to the future, taking a shot at his former team. Philly was contending for a championship at the time while the Timberwolves were going nowhere. Towns' teammate Andrew Wiggins wasn't helping him get anywhere anyway. In the aftermath, Embiid has won 5 of the last 6 matchups against Towns and simply outplayed him after Towns won the first meeting. If this was viewed as some sort of a rivalry, going forward, Embiid is just toying with Towns at this point. After the two heavyweights went at it, Embiid, known as a guy getting under people's skin, was hyped up after being separated, channeled his inner Rocky, shadow boxing like he was ready to fight for real. To make matters worse, Simmons got on top of Towns, put Cat in the chokehold. It appears Towns was tapping out. Cat's mom even said a few words in the stands as Embiid was walking into the tunnel. And that didn't stop there. On IG, Joel once again took another shot at Towns. "Great team win. I was raised around lions and the cat pulled up on me tonight. Laughed my ass off at Jimmy Butler. I miss being part of the Dirt Stringers. I got his mom giving middle fingers. That's some serious real estate. Hashtag fight night. Hashtag I ain't no The worst of the worst insults. Towns responded, tagging the location. All bark, no bite. I ain't no raised around lions. Hashtag talk. Joel wasn't done, posted on his IG story where he commented on Towns' page, "Imagine talking after a 20-point loss. You hate to see it, laugh my ass off. Go ahead, using that picture of me crying about losing in the second round of the playoffs. Oh wait, you never been there. You don't know what it is. Finally won 3 games and he's talking and I know you ain't talking. You've been a your whole life. That's why you were treated like a by you know who. I ain't gonna put your business out, but I got the facts about you. Don't get it twisted. I own you." Joel later tweeted, "That tough guy act ain't cutting it. You know what you are. You know what you always been. Been kicking your ass, and pretty please make the playoffs before you talk. It's a known thing that I own you at Karl Towns." Half an hour after, Joel tweeted, "I'm done talking trash." We know the two will be facing heavy consequences for their actions on the court and might even face more consequences from the league for their comments on social media, but this will live on forever. The two teams don't play till March 24th, and now there is bad blood between the two. Embiid later said it happened out of nowhere. Everything started when Towns turned the ball over. It's basketball. That's what I'm good at. I like to get in people's minds. Towns didn't say much post-game, while the refs claimed Simmons was being the peacemaker, getting Cat in the chokehold on the ground, but the Timberwolves disagree, and that's being investigated by the league office. Now all the memes for Cat tapping out won't be a good look for him. The night was an absolute travesty for Towns, and it couldn't have gone any worse. Retired NBA player Kendrick Perkins continues to take shots at Cat after the two were beefing on social media, just constantly roasting Towns. A tough night. After having a great start to the season, Embiid and Towns will continue to have many more battles in the future, and Joel's been owning him, both on the court and off the court. Towns needs to continue playing good ball and come fully ready when matched up against Embiid. A game we all won't want to miss come March 24th. If they were to ever face each other in the playoffs, or perhaps me in the finals years down the road, it would be must-watch television. While Embiid said on the Low Post podcast, "I don't trash talk Nikola Jokic. We just come and we just play basketball, and he's a great dude. He's a great guy too." But Embiid continues to trash talk Towns simply because Towns has been getting owned in the matchup, and if Cat doesn't raise his game to another level when matched up against Embiid, the torturing and bullying will continue. It will be interesting to see how this thing unfolds in the near future. What are your thoughts about the bad blood between the two? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love all of you. See you next time.